You're a cinematographer. You're Spielberg. Oh, Elliot. Hi. So this is a big week for us. Rory just turned 5 months old. Yeah, I know. You're 5 months old. Tell him, how many months? I'm 5 months, baby. He's hit a lot of developmental milestones. He could touch his toes, roll over like a champ, sleep through the night. Kinda. Everyone talks about baby milestones. Yeah, everybody's talking about it. So I'm tired of talking about baby milestones. I want to talk about parenting milestones. No, I know, I'm tired of it. Some crazy has happened. Sorry, I shouldn't swear, I know. Here's a list of the 100 most insane things that have happened to me since I became a father. Yeah, I know it's a list video. Oh, it's funny, I promise. I made a baby. I watched the cute girl with the Led Zeppelin t-shirt I met in an improv class 8 years ago become a mom. I held the baby. I held my baby nervously until a Russian nurse showed me how to hold it with confidence. Her advice sounded like Ivan Drago in reverse. You will not break him. I found out my dad doesn't like surprises.
Oh, a brand new one? Oh, that's just the worst way to do that.
And my mom does.
Are you kidding? Mary loves it.
My wife and I made the tabloids, with a little help from Photoshop. I ate a banana in triage. I slept in a hospital under a leopard print blanket. My parents contracted baby fever. I named someone. I told multiple people with absolute certainty that my son's name was definitely Kellen. We changed it like 2 minutes later. I ate a sandwich while my son got circumcised. Really sorry. They told me it was okay to leave, so I left. I went and got food for mom, and then I came back and they said they had done it. It's a long story, but I have to cut it short. You get it? I got my PhD in physics. Okay, just kidding. But I installed the car seat, and you tell me, what's the difference? I opened my new roommate's mail. I learned what a lip tie is. I learned what a tongue tie is. I learned about postpartum depression. I paid someone $700 to shoot lasers into my son's mouth. I texted about the color of poop. I had someone poop directly into my hand. I held direct eye contact with someone who was pooping their pants. Cheered for someone who had a bowel movement. I stopped calling socks socks. I started calling them exclusively sockadoodles. I took my wife to a psychiatrist. I felt the satisfaction of folding a stroller in half in one fluid, solid movement. I fell asleep standing up like a horse. I watched my wife lose control of her bladder. Twice. I started going to therapy. I walked around my apartment rhythmically chanting, learned a new recipe for bottle soup, bought 5 sleep sacks, gained 25 pounds, and became a stylist. I bought a website for a baby. I threw up at the same time as my wife while we were in 2 different states. I make ninja noises while I shower now. In order to make a friend of mine laugh, I got a onesie with Osama bin Laden's face on it from Jimmy Kimmel. I talked fatherhood with the Fab Five's Karamo Brown. I became a carpenter. I cried just sitting on our couch, staring at my son, listening to music. I cried while singing a lullaby in the dark at 4 a.m. I cried for no reason. I got a picture framed. I bought a couch with the explicit knowledge that I was buying it so someone I knew could throw up on it. I wrote a song for my son. This is Rory's song. I wrote a song for my son and called him a squash. Mama, Papa, I'm a squash, I'm not a boy. A friend sent me a video of their entire family singing my song about squash. Hey, I am a squash, why you put me in the cold? I sucked boogers out of my son's head with a straw. I apologized to a coworker in Slack because someone in my family threw up on them. I ate drool directly from my son's mouth. I photoshopped my baby dunking a basketball, learned to disassemble bottles like they were semi-automatic weapons. I received 2 copies of the same book. I got my first Father's Day gift.
What did you get me for Father's Day?
Spoiler alert, it was poop.
It's his poop. Okay.
I washed dishes with a tiny person strapped to me, signed a piece of paper that allowed my wife to get on an airplane, and found out that counting is funny. Filled a shelf with cans of baby formula like I was a doomsday prepper. I sang songs about taking baths, getting a massage, and about a monkey man. I got heckled in my own home. I scouted my son for athletic prowess. I saw a ghost. I met a penguin, a newsie, and an EDM DJ. I learned to play the piano. I became the new Weird Al. I am blind and I don't like what I think I see, pitching it to your cheeks. I discovered that babies are supposed to smell good, and if they don't smell good, it could be because they have rotting flesh in their belly button. I became too tired to care that I was covered in barf. I watched someone suck on my wife's toe. I tried to swirl my baby like that doctor from that clip on YouTube. I found out you can get maxi pads for babies. I became a swinger. Made my first dad joke. Okay, not my first. I allowed my son to watch every season of Vanderpump Rules. I learned I could make a sound like Yoshi. I spent 12 hours driving in a car with a baby. I became a fashion photographer. I cut baby fingernails with such skill that my son woke up covered in blood. I became the proud owner of a product from Shark Tank. I bought soundproof curtains and discovered that soundproof curtains are not a thing. Watch television for 5 months with the volume low and the subtitles on. I rode in a giant Mamaroo baby swing. I I mailed out a trading card for a human I made. I started a savings account and actually put money in it. I tried to cash a check for my son and realized that's not an easy thing to do. I got a birth certificate sent to me. Had an incredible date night. I wrote the name Kaufman on a bottle and was suddenly struck by the realization that I had officially birthed a male heir and had passed on my lineage. I realized I was living with 2 models. I became a choreographer. I co-wrote a screenplay.
Want to do some work? Let's do some work. Lady, we're trying to work!
Sorry.
I saw the future, saw the past. Had the sudden, striking realization that one day I will die, and that my son potentially will be all that is left of me. I felt a great love settle in my chest, a dense love streaked with fear and accompanied by a deep and mysterious heaviness strangling and paralyzing me, while simultaneously lifting me upward. A love that whispered at me whenever I saw a picture of my son or kissed him goodbye. Almost unbearable, and yet a warmth filling me up. A love I had never felt. A parent's love for their child. I learned to hug someone tight enough that they could feel it, but not so tight that you crush them. I made a friend. I made a family. Guys, thanks so much for watching this week's episode of Dude to Dad. Please subscribe to Fatherly's YouTube channel. Dude to Dad comes out every Thursday now. We've changed up the programming a little bit. Yeah, I know, it's shocking, right? Past any good fatherhood milestones? Let us know in the comments. We'll see you next week.